Hey, yo, what's up guys? It's me, your boy Oraban Cast aka Vinesh, back here with another brand new video, and I hope you guys are having a great day. So I'm recording this video on Thursday, literally a day before the Miami Grand Prix weekend kickstarts, and I'm here to give my Miami Grand Prix weekend predictions. So without any further ado, let's get right into the video, guys. So my top 3 qualifiers of the weekend. Well, for the P1, for the pole position, I have Charles Leclerc. Yes, I think the one lap pace of Ferrari is back to where it was at the start of the season in 2022. I think they will have the upper hand over the Red Bulls. And last year, if I'm not wrong, Charles did take the pole position and almost led at least 25% of the race. So I expect Ferrari to take the pole position, and it would be with Charles Leclerc. And P2, in second place, I have Max Verstappen. Yes, I think Max will have the second place. He will start alongside Charles Leclerc in the front row, and I think it's going to be a tasty battle going into turn 1. If he goes for the audacious dive bomb like he used to in the back in the day, or is he going to play the patient game like he did last year? And it's going to be an exciting one, and I think the pole position fight is going to be tight in Miami for the top 3 at least. So yeah, for P2, I have Max Verstappen. In P3, well, I have Sergio Perez. Yes, I think Checo will be just as good as he was in Baku. I think the sprint win and the race win would have given him an immense amount of confidence boost, which is much needed when you're pitted against a teammate like Max. And I think the battle for the pole position is going to be very tight. Almost, I wouldn't be surprised if a Charles gets pole position by just a tenth or tenth and a half between the top 3. And I think Checo will start the race P3. So let's see how the qualifying pans out. So now let's get to the big gainers of the weekend. So for the big gainers in terms of teams, I am rooting for McLaren. Yes, I think the upgrades that they've brought in Baku really seems promising, and Lando did say that they have to get to a more conventional tracks to see the real benefits of the upgrades that they've brought to their car. And as we progress further into the season, it's only going to further unlock performance out of that MCL 60. So I wouldn't really be surprised if McLaren actually starts within the top 10 with both the cars, and I wouldn't be surprised if McLaren actually finished the race with both the cars in the points. So the big gainer in terms of driver, well, I'm going for Alex Albon. Yeah, Alex Albon. The Williams car is not as far away as it was last year, and their straight line speed is just brilliant. So that long back straight is only going to help Alex to qualify P11 or within the top 10, and I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes the race P8, P9. So I think the big gainers in terms of the driver, it's going to be Alex Albon. So the biggest flop of the weekend, well, I think I'm going with a pretty obvious one, which is Alfa Romeo. I don't expect Alfa Romeo to have that good of a weekend here in Miami. I know that they did score, I think P5 if I'm not wrong, with Valtteri Bottas last year in Miami, but their car this year just does not seem to be anywhere. I'm not being able to gauge their performance at all. So, and their results are not good as well. Their car seems to be unreliable or just chewing through the tires. So I think the big flop of the weekend would be Alfa Romeo. And in terms of drivers for the big flop, I think I'm going with Valtteri Bottas. Yes, I know that last year he scored P5 for the team in Miami, but his performance other than this season starter at Bahrain has been kind of nowhere. He has always finished either last or just 2 positions above being the last driver to cross the finishing line. So I think it's going to be another disaster weekend for Valtteri Bottas, and the misery continues. So the biggest flop of the weekend, for team I'm going with Alfa Romeo, and for the driver I'm going with Valtteri Bottas. So now let's get to bold prediction. Well, the interesting part is that this bold prediction, you guys just have to take it with a pinch of salt, that I'm literally just going off with the gut feeling and hoping that this would be the boldest prediction. Let's start off with the first bold prediction. I have 3. So the first one would be AlphaTauri double DNF. Well, it would be a big surprise. It can either be a reliability related issue which causes them to retire one of the car, and I wouldn't be surprised if they retire another car because of another reliability issue, or if Nick De Vries again runs into a wall clipping his front wheel. So I think AlphaTauri would have a double DNF. The second bold prediction would be for Lando Norris to finish in the top 6. I know that he finishes P7 pretty consistently, so top 6 might not be that far, you may say, but the thing is that you have Red Bull taking the top 2 spots, and I'm talking about just the raw car speed, the raw pace. So you have Red Bull taking the first 2, Ferrari taking the 3rd and 4th, Aston Martin taking the 5th and 6th. So already the top 6 is covered, and you have Mercedes which will take 7th and 8th. So him finishing in the top 6 will actually be a massive thing for the team, and I think it's quite possible considering the kind of pace that Lando can carry around a long run race pace. So I think Lando Norris is going to finish in the top 6. So the last and final bold prediction is red flag midway through the race, right after all the cars had made their first set of pit stop. So I think the red flag will throw a huge curveball as to who's going to win the race, and it's really going to shuffle the position, I think. So yeah, red flag midway through the race. So let's go to the podium finishes. Well, for P3, I think it's going to be Fernando Alonso. Yes, the wise old fox is going to take P3, and it's quite possible because even in Baku, if he had another extra half a lap, I think Fernando would have had Charles easily, because I think he was only 8/10 off of Charles when they crossed the finish line. So P3 is again quite possible for Fernando. And P2, I'm going for let's go to P1 and then let's go to P2. So P1, I'm going for the race winner would be Sergio Perez. Yes, I think the confidence boost he's going to take. I'm really just traveling on this hype train. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that he would be able to give us a championship fight this year, guys. I really hope. I know that this is pretty much a far-fetch, but I really hope and believe that Checo would be able to deliver this year. And I'm really rooting for him. And considering that he is just off of almost 1.5 race win after winning the sprint race and the main feature race in Baku, I think that confidence and that morale boost would really help him in fighting for the race win in Miami. And Miami is also kind of a street circuit, so he should perform really well around Miami as well. So I think Checo is going to win the Miami Grand Prix. For P2, it's going to be obvious. I'm going to give it to Max Verstappen. I think Max Verstappen is going to be clear of P3, and he could quite possibly just pit and come out on P2 on track and able to take the fast lap and finish P2 with 19 points. So yeah, that is my Miami Grand Prix weekend prediction, guys. Let me know in the comments on what is your prediction. Who do you think is going to be qualifying in the top 3? Who do you think is going to be the biggest gainers and the flop of this weekend? What is going to be your boldest prediction? And let me know in the comments on what is going to be the top 3 race finishes in the Miami Grand Prix weekend. I'm excited to know. So yeah, with that being said, I would like to wrap up this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe to the Autobahncast YouTube channel if you haven't already, and also hit that bell icon and turn on all notifications so you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. It's me, your boy Autobahncast aka Vinesh, and I'm out. Love you guys, stay safe, peace.